Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Public Opinion Show with your host, Pam Morton. And I am loving this. Is my favorite time of year. It's the holiday season, and I love the hustle and bustle of it. I love all of the lights. I used to like shopping, but now I kind of just get gift cards. But I just love just the whole spirit. It just seems like people are in better moods. It's also the season of giving. And so when we think about this season, a lot of times people feel like, okay, I'm going to give to a charity. I'm going to give to like some toy drive or a family in need. And then they figure, okay, I've done what I needed to do as far as charity for the year. I'll just continue to get in my church and be done with it. But the show this week is going to be about how important it is to continue to think about giving throughout the entire year, because these charities need you throughout the entire year, not just, and certainly they appreciate whatever people give at the holiday season, but we need to talk about the importance of giving throughout the year. So I have two very special guests who are going to be on here this week to talk about that very topic. So let's get started and meet our guests. But also do not forget to like and subscribe to the show. First, we have Tonya Stoudermire. Tonya Perkins Stoudermire's love of community service and the legacy of her grandmother led her to Bessie's Angels. She founded the organization in 2015. The mission of Bessie's Angels is to nurture, educate, empower, and provide affordable housing to women impacted by foster care. Tonya's passion for serving the underserved is demonstrated throughout her corporate and community service career. Next, we have Terri Bradford-Eason. Terri is the Senior Director of Philanthropy Equity Initiatives for the Cleveland Foundation. Terri is responsible for developing and overseeing the equity initiatives aligned with the Foundation's strategic priorities as a member of the Advancement Department. Terri is also focused on developing and executing cultivation and fundraising activities that help individuals establish current and deferred philanthropic funds, legacy gifts, and charitable giving strategic plans. All right. Now, they sound like some powerful women. Okay. And I am so happy that you all have agreed to be on the show, because I just think this is a very important topic. And like I said before, a lot of times people will say, okay, well, I'm going to give some gift cards to this family or whatever. And that's good, because people should always think about giving. But I think people should also think about giving throughout the year. So thank you all so very much. And it wouldn't be the Public Opinion Show if I didn't have a Public Opinion Question of the Week. And this is kind of a big question. So sit back and listen and enjoy the conversation. So the Public Opinion Question this week is: how can we encourage year-round charitable giving, and why is it crucial to support nonprofits and foundations beyond the holiday season to ensure their sustainability and ongoing impact? All right. So what I want you all to do is just in a nutshell first, each of you just kind of, for like maybe a couple of minutes, give like, if you were to just talk to somebody, you didn't have a long time to answer that question, we were on the elevator or passing by, and you just really wanted to let people know, I want you all to answer it like that, and then we're going to have a full-on conversation. So, Tonya, I'm going to start with you. You want to go ahead?
Well, I think it's important because it's how we sustain. If people just give to us during Christmas time, then how do we plan our ongoing programs for the remainder of the year? Because there's so much going on. And we need to be able to pay staff if we have it. We need to be able to implement programs. And the only way we can do that is if there's targeted giving throughout the year. And I'll give you an example. We have people who send us maybe $20 a paycheck. They do it through PayPal. We have one lady who sends us $1,000 a month. And because she does that, then we can say, this is what our budget looks like. This is how many rents we can pay. This is what we could do with those funds.
Oh, wonderful. I love that answer. You were concise and it made sense. Because if I had heard you say that I'd be like, okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. I could even maybe set up, like you said, something where, you have a recurring payment on funding. And go ahead, Terri.
So I would say it is so important to support organizations that you're passionate about throughout the year. And so the season, of course, we're excited, right? But we have to remember that a lot of our nonprofits, they can't take a holiday. They need assistance throughout the year. So I would say to a person who's thinking about it, what is your philanthropic intent? Have you ever thought about strategically coming up with a plan to make sure you support the organizations that are near and dear to you? And if you haven't, let me share a few opportunities to think about how to develop something that can make it a streamlined process so you can make sure you're making the impact you want.
Oh, wonderful. See, those are both wonderful answers. And now we can tie both of that in because Terri, and I had just attended a luncheon today, and it was such an informative hour that I spent there. But can you just let the audience know exactly what does the Cleveland Foundation do? And how can people give to their favorite charities through the Cleveland Foundation?
Sure. So the Cleveland Foundation is the first and oldest community foundation in the world. And our purpose is really to help advance philanthropy. And we do that in multiple ways. Our goal is to ask questions about what type of difference do you want to make? And so we do this in various options by providing charitable giving opportunities. One particular is what we call a donor advised fund. We talked a little bit about that earlier today, where an individual can set up a fund at no minimum balance and work with our team to demonstrate how they can fulfill their donor intent by making a contribution and identifying those organizations that they want to support throughout the year.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so great. So, and this is the reason why I wanted to have Tonya on, because she actually has, a charitable foundation. And you're with the Cleveland Foundation. And like what you said you have a person who gives $1,000 a month and then whatever amount. So I want you, Terri, to walk us through sort of a scenario. So say, for instance, if I'm interested, I really love, and Tonya, before I do that, just say again what Bessie's Angels does and what you all offer.
So the mission of Bessie's Angels is to nurture, educate, empower, and provide provide affordable housing for young women who are impacted by foster care. And that encompasses a whole lot because we have rental assistance, we have utility assistance, we have workshops, and we have a mobile pantry. There's a lot that we do, but that is our mission.
And so now, Terri, say, for instance, I'm a person who has a passion for what Tonya just stated. And I do, actually. I am a magistrate with Cuyahoga County Juvenile Court. And I have kids on my case who are in foster placement all the time. And these kids do age out. Some of them are unfortunately in foster placement until they age out. And a lot of them are looking for, affordable housing or whatever. And this is something she offers. Okay. So say, for instance, I hear about her charity. And I say, I would like to give to support that. But I may have some other charities I like to support as well. So how would the Cleveland Foundation help me? Should I just give directly to Bessie's Angels, or can I give through the Cleveland Foundation, but them still receive stuff?
Absolutely. So you can do both. But what we would do is we would sit down and talk about what your short-term and long-term goals are. And the wonderful thing is you don't know how you can make an impact until you understand what all the tools are, right? And so we would make sure that you, first of all, understand that there's various vehicles that can allow you to create the philanthropic plan to not only support Bessie's Angels, but to also collaborate and be a partner so that you can provide that reoccurring donation on a regular basis. We would help you understand what type of paperwork would be needed to be completed so that you can purposely understand how you can make that contribution today and in the future. So it wouldn't be just during the holiday, but it would be throughout the year. And then we would explain to you the reason why. If you contributed directly, which would be fine, that is a wonderful way. But what if you want to create a legacy? What if you want to involve your family and you want to provide them the opportunity to participate? Creating a donor advised fund is one of the most economical, efficient ways of being able to support an organization like Bessie's Angels and also get your family and loved ones involved and understanding your values and how you can give back. And you can also teach them how to be able to learn to contribute to not only our community, but to these various organizations so that you can provide them the insight of intergenerational wealth and community support.
Okay. Well, you know what? I like that. Let me ask you this. So say, for instance, somebody was going to have a birthday party and and you tell people, you can give me something, but I'm going to give it to the Cleveland Foundation, or something. Can they give directly and then say this is for Pam Morton's stuff, or they had to give it? How does that work?
So that is a perfect scenario, and we have multiple donors who have done this. Essentially, you would create a fund. We would help you do this. We would have your fund, whatever you named it, on the website, on our website. Okay. And then you would say, in lieu of giving me a gift this year, it's my it's my milestone. Right. We've had many members who have turned that golden 50 and so forth and so on.
It's 60.
I want you to contribute to our fund, and you can go on the website. You can make a contribution via your debit card, your credit card, what have you. And by doing this, you are building the fund to support the cause that I've identified. And that is just one way of being able to do this. And in doing that, you would be helping, not only celebrating me and my milestone, but you'll be helping us to advance philanthropy to support an organization that we feel will make a difference.
I love that.
Yeah, I like it too.
Okay, right. And that's what I'm saying. And so, Tonya, you should be telling people, about this and how they can, do that. I think that's such a great idea. But I'm sorry that it took me till I'm 61 years old, to really.
But you know what? It's ageless. Philanthropy is ageless. And here's the thing. I love the fact that we, as the foundation, can serve as a resource. The thing about it, what we like more than anything is to have the conversation to discuss what are you trying to accomplish? And we can be that thought partner to help you design whatever your plans are. And it may evolve over time. You may say, today I just want to contribute to this organization because not only to my church, but to the community that I lived in, my alma mater, because that's where I graduated. Right. But in the future, I want to be able to provide a gift that I feel will be sustainable for this organization. I want to make sure that when they receive the gift, that they can use it for many years to come.
So now what if people don't really have a lot of money, but they know they want to give and they may have life insurance? And because a lot of people are worth more, unfortunately, dead than they are alive. But if you wanted to earmark, do you have to make that charity a beneficiary? Or how does that work?
So we help navigate that as well. What we call that is a planned gift. And that is at no cost. So you can say, you know what, Terri, I want to support that organization. I want to add a percentage of my retirement and make it a planned gift. I want to put a beneficiary on my, as you said, a life insurance. And what happens is we can create the actual documentation so that you can, during your lifetime, determine how you want to support that organization. And then I always say, when the gift matures, i.e., you done gone on to glory. I don't like, people don't like to,
it's a great way to receive donations, and we've received a couple of those, and it's an honor. If someone could plan for you, knowing that they're not going to be here, that is such a compliment. And I think that when you look at the Cleveland Foundation, I don't think that people really understand all that they do. And I don't think that people, we give these birthday parties and we pin the money on, but just imagine if you did just what you said and we start telling people, this is what I want you to do for my birthday. And people can go online and see, not only do you get your friends, but you get other people who are looking to give that like it.
And that's what I really like about the Cleveland Foundation, because some people really do want to give, but they don't really know about a lot of the charities that are out there. And like you said, if you have a passion, you may just go and say, look, I have a passion for the arts. I love, I have a passion for the arts. I love, Karamu, and I love, somebody may say, I want to continue to see them do well, and, or whatever it is. So, but people may not know all of maybe some of the other arts things that are out there.
It's arts. It's also the community. It's, it's interesting. Speaking of scenarios, there are many nonprofits today, organizations that have been really supporting their community. We're in food insecurity scenarios. There's, I'll just say for sure that one of the local Divine Nine Alpha Phi Alpha fraternities, they have an amazing pantry, and they use a lot of the support to be able to expand their reach. And so in instances where folks say, you know what, I want to support food insecurities, I may contribute to an organization to help expand that reach. Right. The other piece is just understanding that by giving just a little bit does not matter the amount. It accumulates.
It does.
And it enables a nonprofit, an organization to be able to continue to advance their mission.
Yes.
And that's what the Cleveland Foundation is about. How do we help individuals understand how they can make an impact, how to advance the mission of nonprofits, and how to make that connection?
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, Tonya, you want to tell us a little bit more about Bessie's Angels and what you all do with the money that you all receive?
So we are really excited to be able to say one of our initiatives, we have 3 homes. And one of our initiatives was to really try to become lead-free. And so we received a grant to put siding in the house. We received a grant for windows. So Bessie's Place 1 now, we don't have to worry about what happens if we have a pregnant mother. Are we going to have her leave because we're worried about the windows were as old as a house. So we do things like that. But even greater, what we do, we have a mobile pantry. So if a young person goes to our website and they say, I'm hungry, then we can call them up, have a conversation with them. They get to pick a list of we average about $50, and we have it delivered to their door so that they can eat. We have monthly workshops. We have a cooking class that's done virtually. It's like HelloFresh on steroids. we provide all of the ingredients, and we give full size seasoning so that we can encourage our young people to cook again. We drop off all the utensils. So if they don't have pots, we provide pots. If they need dish towels or whatever it is, whatever it is they need to cook that recipe, and then they meet us on Zoom. And so we cook on Zoom. We give crock pots and blenders, whatever it is they need for the recipe. And then every 4th Thursday, we have a partnership with Tri-C and the county, and we have a workshop there where they learn all type of interpersonal skills and budgeting and all of these types of things.
See, that's wonderful.
Our goal is to really address our young women in a way that will make them whole without assuming that they know anything about anything. If you show up to our workshops, you get anywhere from a $25 to a $50 gift card. We supply bus passes. We do ride shares to make sure you can get there. I'm really excited. In February, we're going to start our first domestic violence. Our first domestic violence group. So we are doing all of the things that can help our young women be healthy.
And see, that's wonderful, because people do want to know where their, how their money is being spent.
We do rental assistance, we do utility assistance, and we don't believe in kicking the can down the road. So you have to have a plan.
Okay, right.
But we have done rent subsidies where maybe somebody lost their job and they couldn't really catch up. So we might subsidize their rent $200 a month until such time that they could either move or we've had some people come and live at Bessie's Place until they can save money to get on their feet. Because once you get evicted, it's nearly impossible to find a place
like
to
on
live.
your record,
That's right. So we do all of
like
those
a
types of
credit
things.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now, Terri, if somebody is interested in doing the donor advised fund,
Donor advised fund, yes.
what are the steps that they need to do?
So it's very simply reaching out and obtaining information. We will meet with anyone, just about anywhere, just about any time. Seriously, though, it's what we do is we ask a few questions because we want our donors to be informed and feel that they understand what the options are. We have them complete a simple form that provides us details. It's just, they would ask what they want to call the fund, how much they like to deposit to establish the fund. Again, we have different on-ramps. We have one where you don't have to have a minimum balance. And we have others who said, well, I know I've been saving and I'm ready to set it up the regular minimum, which is $10,000. Either or, we're able to support the effort. Once we complete the information, we actually prepare all the documentation. We have it funded, and then they are ready to begin their philanthropic journey.
Okay.
Each fund has the opportunity, as I said before, to be put on our website, which enables them to get additional contributions and actually make contributions themselves.
Wow. So you talked about, you want to talk about that $10,000 threshold. That's what you want to get to before you can start saying what
before you. So essentially, we understand that it's about relationship. And so our goal is to make sure that you have all the tools you need to feel comfortable on your philanthropic journey. And so, as I mentioned, you can set up a fund and start gradually making contributions to get to the minimum, which is the $10,000 to get started and to actually start your grant making.
Okay.
And doing so, however, we will give you strategies to help build that fund.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen so many creative ways. My favorite is I had a donor who created a video in honor of her aunt. And then she did a video, another donor who created one in honor of her grandmother. And that video she shared with individuals to say how iconic that person was and to support the effort. So what we do is we give you all types of strategies to help you make not only achieve your goal, but to help you feel comfortable and confident that you're going to be able to be the philanthropist that you would like to become.
And so during that time that you're building it up, like, is there interest earned on this at all? Or
you have
what?
two ways. When you are establishing it at no cost, we will have it in an entity where it's going to be growing so that you can be able to get to the threshold you need to. If you set up the fund at the amount that we mentioned, then you have a multitude of various investment pools. Now, the benefit here is our goal is to help you earn a yield over and beyond what you've actually contributed so that when you're granting dollars out, you're maximizing your impact because you're giving over and beyond what you initially contributed. So yes, it earns additional dollars, and then we make sure that we provide you all the tools and the information proactively so that you know exactly what you're doing and how you can give back.
And so as far as like tax purposes are concerned, how does that work?
Any contributions is an immediate tax deduction. That's another plus. So we encourage you to, of course, to talk to your provider, your advisor. We don't give out advice. But in doing so, we, again, serve as a thought partner so that if you are trying to make a good decision about how you would like to proceed, we can connect with your advisor, whether it's your accountant, your attorney, and we can provide all the information so that you can make informed decisions, not only for you, but also for your family.
Oh, this is wonderful. Well, I'm going to tell you, like I said, this has been a wealth of information. And I just think it's important because, like I said, a lot of times people do want to give, but they don't even understand, all the different avenues and ways that you can give. And really, you just kind of just sit back and think about what are some of the things, you may have a passion for that you may want to continue to see grow, And like you said, the sustainability is what's really important. So I thank you, ladies, so much for coming on and talking about this. Now, is there anything in closing? I like to always ask people, because you may think of something and you're like, okay, I really want people to know this. So Tonya, in closing, is there anything that you want people to know?
I want people to know how important it is to support our young women. I want people to, if you're in doubt about Bessie's Angels in particular, Google us. We've been blessed with a great online footprint. The work we do is so important. But really think about the Cleveland Foundation, because even though we've been funded by the foundation, the information that she gave, it's like somebody's helping you do something without charging you for it, and it's going to benefit other people. So what I would say is really consider reaching out to the Cleveland Foundation. You don't have to have a lot of money, the way it sounds to me, even though the threshold might be one thing. They're going to help you get there along with other people. So remember Bessie's Angels and remember the Cleveland Foundation.
Right.
Well, she's my living, breathing marquee. I would just say that truly the Cleveland Foundation is a resource, and our goal is to help advance philanthropy. So anyone interested in advancing philanthropy should contact us, and will be more than willing to provide them the information necessary and to really serve as that partner to help facilitate through their philanthropic journey.
Yeah, I think that's so important. We always hear about, to whom much is given, much is required. But I think much is required of everybody. And, even a small amount that you can think of to give, I think is a blessing to others. So I think that's just so important. And thank you all so much once again. And don't forget to look into the Cleveland Foundation or any other foundations in your community or area. And remember, not just at the holiday season, but throughout the year, it's so important to give. Thanks again. I'll see you.
Thank you.